Hello, folks. Welcome back out to CarSheild Field for today's second matchup of the G.A.C. Central Classic between the Fort Zumwalt South Bull Dogs and the Fort Zumwalt North Panthers. Let's get some starting lineups for you here today. First, for the visiting Bulldogs, number 3 leading off, Caden Boren. In the 2-hole, the number 8, Chase Howell. In the 3-hole, number 18, Brendan LeBeau. In the 4-hole, number 4, Nathan Merhoff. In the 5-hole, number 21, Ryan, I believe that is Kalash. That's what I'm going with.
Kalish.
Is it Kalish? Kallash.
Kalish.
Ryan Kalish, we're going with Mitch. In the 6-hole, number 23, Cole Ebert. In the 7-hole, number 11, Sam Nolte. In the 8-hole, number 5, Max Branham. In the 9-hole, number 10, Evan Rao. And for the home team, Fort Zumwalt North Panthers leading off, number 4, Ryan Shipley. In the 8-hole, boy. In the 2-hole, number 8, Colton Wolf. In the 3-hole, number 11, Cameron Mailer. In the 4-hole, number 12, J.P. Pullman. Gotta love live TV. In the 5-hole, number 5, Kyle Goddard. I'd have worked with that one. In the 6-hole, number 14, Bryce Creighton. In the 7-hole, number 9, Braden Whiteside. In the 8-hole, number 15, Bo Flynn. In the 9-hole, number 17, Buddy Grouch. Let's set the defense here while we're at it for the Fort Zumwalt. See, everybody says it's north and here's south going out. I don't get this. I know. I'm a little lost myself. Everything out here said that North was home team today, but we're going to go with it. Let's set the defense for the home team, Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs. On the mound is Caden Reidelberger. His battery mate will be Brendan LeBeau. At first base is Chase Howell. At second base will be Caden Boren. In playing shortstop, Cole Ebert. At third base is Ryan Kalish. That's
what I'm going with, because that's how my buddy's name was spelled.
Oh, well, it works. In right field will be Sam Nolte. In center field, Max Branham. In left field will be Evan Rao. So let's get a look here, Mitch, at Mr. Reidelberger on the season so far.
I didn't hear it outside.
Caden Reidelberger has got 4 starts. He's 1-2, 18 and 2/3 innings. A 3.75 ERA steps in here. Our player spotlight for today's first inning, and a first pitch popped up by number 4 Ryan Shipley into shallow center field. Under it is Branham for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. That is good baseball economics, folks.
Both games started off first pitch swinging.
I know, right?
Right?
I think you want to see, as a leadoff hitter, you want to see a few pitches.
Maybe.
Color me silly.
It's better than coloring you bad.
Number 8, Colton Wolf steps in. Reidelberger on this season. He's got strike 1 to Wolf. Mitch, he has 14 walks, 22 Ks, a 1.45 whip, and a OBA of 186. I like that number.
Yeah, that's a sign of, being competitive and then getting the ground balls necessary for his defense.
Absolutely. Our player spotlight presented by Youth Baseball Midwest. Strike at the knees, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Colton Wolf.
I'd like to see them walks go down. I think if you get them walks down, it's probably going to be pretty competitive on the bump.
That's going to stay fair. Third baseman up, throws it over, and it's offline. Nice job. I love what the first baseman, Howell, did there. Kalish with a wild throw, but that's good baseball.
Yeah, knowing out of the hand that was going to be tough, so he was going to have to be prepared to make a move. I'd like to see the third baseman get around that, play through it, throw on the run. Because all you need to do is just kind of be quick out of the glove, if you will. You don't always have to, set your feet and gun it. But
so the error on the third baseman has Wolf at first. Cameron Mailer at the plate and hammers one down the line, off the wall. And he slides into second, safe.
I like the slide there, actually, at second base. Didn't take that for granted. I think South caught a break there with that ball hitting the facade there, or the brick. If that gets down in the corner, that run easily scores.
So we've got a one-out double. Second and third brings up J.P. Pullman. Big spot here early in this game. You spot Lohman some runs here.
You're going to be in trouble. You don't want to give that young man 1 run. He'll be all right with just that 1. He's that good.
Misses low. We got 1 ball, 2 strikes to J.P. Pullman. On deck is Kyle Goddard. It's outside.
JP's their guy here you want in this big situation.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Grounded, stopped. He's got to go to first, and his throw is offline again. He wanted to come home. Then changed, and the throw was off the mark, and a run scores, and you got first and third. Got a courtesy runner for the catcher, number 7.
Yeah, I will tell you, that's frustrating as a defender, hearing with that play in that situation there. Makes a nice diving catch and wants to come up and go 4 and then doesn't reset his feet to go to 1. Stick with the original plan.
And that is a ball hammered into center field. First to third. Here comes the throw. It's offline. And the runner Goddard takes second base on the RBI single by Goddard.
I really like this young man on the dish. He's just getting a little unlucky. I know that two of them baseballs got hit hard, but been two tough plays at the third baseman that have given these extra bases.
So we're back to second and third with one out. After the first batter pops up the first pitch, we've had some line drives. And Bryce Creighton at the plate takes a strike on the outside corner. It's a big young man here, Mitch. Swing and a miss.
They got a couple kids on that team with some size.
Yeah.
JP is a guy I've known since he's been about 11 years old. Cam Mailer, guys, we're literally right down the street from North.
Creighton hitting 270 on the season.
You want to take a guess at what I'm about to say next?
Go
about
ahead.
This young man?
Say it.
I went to school with his mom.
You want to see my shocked face? Fouled back out of play. Yeah, because all those folks moved out to St. Charles County.
Yeah.
Right?
Moved out of Overland, St. Anne, Breckenridge Hills, and headed this way.
Misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good at bats here early, too, after that first batter popped up. They're seeing a lot of pitches. Reidelberger's struggling now. 3-2. That's a ball outside. He got ahead on 2 strikes and then walked Bryce, which I think Bryce earned that one more than he gave that to him. And here comes Coach Mitchell.
Yeah, I like this
early visit.
Yeah, I like this one though. Just because you want to settle him down. I think what's going through his head right now is he's just thinking about his defense. Just kind of booted 2 baseballs on a throw, and he feels like he has to do it on his own. Hopefully, he can learn from that because he's just a junior. He's a 2026, so it's an opportunity for him to, learn. Tough way to learn though. But I think
getting beat up.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's really getting beat up. I know the one baseball that went up the middle was kind of hit hard, but the other 2 weren't.
Well, the one down the line.
Yeah, Cam's double was that, but
he had the double and then the single that were hard hit balls, and that's it.
But
that's
the other 2, they just if you get out of that, some of this stuff doesn't happen. So that could be frustrating as a pitcher. Things that you have to learn and be coached up. So I think that was a real good visit by the head coach.
Braden Whiteside at the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And, we've had a couple of throwing errors as well. So.
Yeah, I think that kind of changes some of the mentality as the pitcher. You go up there and you get your ground balls, and next thing you know it, you're down 3-0 or whatever it is, 2-0, and you feel like you got to do it all yourself.
Exactly.
He's got good enough stuff.
Outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Whiteside. Smoke on the water.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't keep that fair. It's going to get into the seats. Bo Flynn on deck and a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 2 outs now. Reidelberger trying to limit the damage at this point. 2 runs have scored. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. Bo Flynn at the plate. Pops it up.
Talk.
Is he going to have room?
Nice play. He's got the baseball. He caught it.
Did he catch it? Yes, he did. Wow, that's a heck of a play by the first baseman there. Howell flipped into the seats and ends the threat. The bases are left loaded. We're going to the bottom of the first inning. Score Fort Zumwalt North 2, Bulldogs coming up. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. All right, we're going to get the defense set for you for the Fort Zumwalt North Panthers. Behind the plate, J.P. Pullman. On the mound is Camden Lohman. At first base will be Braden Whiteside. At second base is Cameron Mailer. At shortstop, Buddy Grosh. At third base is Bo Flint. In right field, Ryan Shipley. In center field will be Kyle Goddard. And in left field, Bryce Creighton. I'll tell you what, 2 runs for Mr. Lohman, and that's kind of sometimes all you need, Mitch.
He's got that kind of stuff.
So we're going to find out. Looking forward to seeing this first time we've seen Mr. Lohman pitch. Didn't get to see him last year, so I'm excited to see.
Yeah, he was hurt last year, right? Or dealing with some stuff? I don't think
he was dealing with some stuff. I think he did pitch, but he wasn't as whole, I think. And so big, tall right-hander committed to Mizzou. I think there's plenty of scouts out here with the guns, as you can see. Ball 1. One ball, 1 strike to the leadoff. Caden Boren, grounded foul. They've already got people working it in the bullpen there for the South Bulldogs. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I like that. Just punch the baseball to the opposite field.
Don't try and do too much, right?
Can't. Throws too well.
That's a good pitch right there. Strikeout looking for out number 1 for Boren. Chase Howell is at the plate now, the first baseman. Just made a heck of a nice play into the seats over there. Usually that translates into doing something good at the plate.
Well, he went for it.
Yes, he did. Might as well. Can't sing and dance. We're up here to swing it.
Lohman's up there saying, here, hit it. And he's like, I tried. I gave it my best shot.
2 strikes now on Howell. And he did go on a fastball that was 94.
Last game, I think they had Richie at 95 was his top. So, but he was more the 92s.
Brendan LeBeau at the plate now, the catcher. And that ball is in the pellets. I could say turf because it's just turf. You know, it's not dirt. But those are little rubber pellets that they put in there, so it's 6 to 1/2 a dozen to the other. Fouled back into the screen for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the catcher, LeBeau.
You know, one of the things I like is when you have these young players, they don't exactly know. I know they know what's on the bump, but
and no
do they
chance
know?
there. So he retires the side on 3 Ks. We're going to the top of the second inning. Score 2-0 North.
At Legacy Performance Academy, we meet athletes where they are in their development, whether you're just starting out or already on the path to greatness. Legacy Sports and Fitness is the premier program for growth, with a full training field designed to help you sharpen every aspect of your game. Paired with our elite baseball programs, we've got the foundation for your success.
And we're back. We're gonna go some scores around the horn.
Yeah, go ahead, Mitch.
We actually have some ball games around the area that are scores just like the one we just saw, that 1-0 game. But ones I wanted to get to: 6-0 Warrenton.
Oh, wow.
Up on Winfield. At one point, Mr. Martin was pitching for Warrenton, had a no-hitter going, which, by the way, Richie had a no-no going.
Yes, he did.
You had one hit on him, I think, earlier, but that was on Manor. Seckman's up 4-1 on Oakville.
Oh, wow.
Which I didn't see that one coming. And West is up 1-0 on Troy Buchanan. And Holt looks like doing a little better job. They are losing, but it's 3-1 ball game. After we saw them last week, they kind of gave that game away late. But
yeah,
those are a few scores around. We got Lindbergh is up 3-1 on Lafayette. That's some of the games. The Farmington-Fredericktown game, Fredericktown's up 2-1.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Ooh, interesting.
So we'll keep an eye on those throughout the evening.
I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, here we go with the leadoff, Bo Flynn, excuse me. $17. We're in the 9 spot with Buddy Grosh. I missed it.
Caught it with his head and got a standing O.
That his hat or his head?
Hat.
Oh, okay.
How cool would it have been if it had been like his grandpa or dad or something?
2 balls and a strike to Buddy Grosh. See if Reidelberger sends back in here.
Another one. He was ready to make another one. Look, he got ready.
Ooh, there's some glass doors over there. Hope that glass on them doors is bulletproof, right? Plexi, something like that. 2-2 to Grosh. Line back up the middle. That fastball was middle, Mitch.
And it went right back middle. That's about the most purest baseball swing that you can have, is that one that's about pitcher height, head height, and right back up the middle.
Brings back up the leadoff hitter, Ryan Shipley, who popped out to shallow center field his first at bat. Squares to bunt, pulls back, ball 1. Throws over. Yep.
It's not a common name.
And that ball is grounded off the pitcher's glove. There's a lack of communication right there. Third baseman's got to say, I've got that. He was there. Somebody has got to communicate that. And are you going to give that an error or a single? Just saying.
0 for 0.
Okay. So he reaches on the E1, moves the runner to second base, and we've got first and second, nobody out.
0 for 0.
Colton Wolf, 0 for 0.
I feel like that's a sacrifice. Maybe I don't know how they'll score that after that, but you don't want to give him an 0 for 1.
Well, he's 0 for 1.
On a sacrifice?
No, he's already had one at bat.
Oh, it's not my bad. I missed that piece. That's just lack of paying attention there.
Man, these wasps are enjoying flying around here.
I think they like you, Brian.
I'm pretty sweet. 1-1. Cameron Mailer on deck. Big cut. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He was trying to deposit that at the 354 sign over there, Mitch.
I think you could do that I think that's what the exciting thing for North is when Lohman's on the mound, you can kind of take some approaches like that.
Right? Get a little more freedom.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
They've already got the run they needed.
Don't take one for the team. See, I always love that. Them guys in the dugout always hollering, we got ice. Yeah, but you're not the one getting hit.
Ice don't help.
No, it don't. It still hurts. Over the second baseman's glove and into the gap and goes all the way to the fence. It's going to score 2, and Mailer into third base with a stand-up 2 RBI triple to extend the lead for Zumwalt North.
You going to start talking about it? It's the hardest one to get.
Excuse me, that was Colton Wolf. My fault.
Oh, I didn't look. Should have looked before I said it.
So Colton Wolf with the 2 RBI triple. Still nobody out in this inning, Mitch. Now we have Cameron Mailer at the plate. J.P. Pullman on deck.
Again, we always go back to it, right? Game of inches. It just missed his
yeah,
glove.
Exactly, Mitch. Quickly 0-2 on Mailer. That ball was hit hard because, man, that rolled. And he's out on the check swing for out number 1. Brings up J.P. Pullman. That's a strike on the outside corner. I always like it. I love this. I think the fans like coming out here. There's a lot of fans out here at the ballpark today. That's grounded to the shortstop on the hop. Nice play by Cole Ebert for out number 2.
Not exactly sure what he was doing over there at third base. He's got to go. That's not even a look. Like, just take off. They're
Contact play?
Well, they're playing back. Like,
right.
What do you got to worry about?
Kyle Goddard, curveball, swing and miss. Goddard in the first inning singled an RBI. in at his feet. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big swing and a miss. This young man, Cole Ebert, just made the play there short. His dad's been coaching youth baseball, Dylan Ebert, for a lot of years. I met him out at Game 7, coaching for the Missouri Gators and whatnot. And his kid's been playing baseball around here for a long time. It's his youngest out there. It's cool, you know. You see all these kids going up through, and he had another young man. His oldest son played for South on those couple of juggernaut teams.
Couple. They had a run. I feel like they had a run in the late 90s, you know, into even in kind of your 2000.
Well, they won it in 2009, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. I played baseball with a few of those guys on that team that played with my adult baseball team.
Lifted into center field. Under it is Branham for out number 3, and one stranded, but not before North increases the lead. We're going to the bottom of the second inning. Score 4-0. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. All right, folks, we want to thank our sponsor, Legacy Performance Academy. Maximize your performance. And Mr. Camden Lohman has been maximizing his performance this season. He's 3-0. This is his 5th appearance. He's got 12 innings pitched. And, Mitch, guess what his ERA is?
1.
You're wrong.
Oh.
It's 0.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I thought it was impressive. I did. I thought that was impressive. He has 11 Ks with 8 walks, a 180 whip, a little high, a 281 batting average again. No, I'm reading the wrong stat line. Okay, that makes more sense. He's only got 4 walks, 42 Ks, a .58 whip, and a 0.077 opponent's batting average. That is what you call dominating high school baseball.
That's, dumb stats.
That's video game stuff, as we've talked about here and there. You know?
I feel like that's the kind of pitching numbers that I have on, like, the rookie level when the show just comes out, you know?
Right? Three balls, 2 strikes. It's the first time he's gone full here. He struck out the side in the first inning. You got Miroff, the DH, choking up, and watches strike 3 on the outside corner.
Shoo. That's all you hear.
So 4 straight strikeouts for Lohman. Brings up Ryan Kalish.
Oh, there we go.
Who promptly greets him with a 1-out single. Just poked it into right field.
They should have 9-3'd it. Just flip it. You got nothing to lose.
Give it the old college try. So that ends the no-hitter.
The whip's going up now.
Oh, man. Cole Ebert at the plate. Strike one on the inside corner.
He is in and around the zone
Yeah.
often. I know that he went full there that last AB, or the previous at-bat.
Throw over. It's always very chippy in the Zumwalt's school contests. We'll put it that way. No. Can't give him that one, Blue. 0-2.
You know, it's one thing to be able to hit a number. It's one thing to be consistent. And I think all I keep seeing is 92, 93s.
Mm-hmm.
That's an 80-mile-an-hour off speed.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That's just too much for the young Ebert. Goes down on strikes, so the 5th strikeout. Out number 2. Runner at first, 2 outs. Sam Nolte. Strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He went big fly on that one. Just let it loose.
He is letting it eat, and I'm looking. We got a few radar guns out here, a few scouts, folks.
Flipped in the curveball.
That's 10 to 11-mile-an-hour difference. You just need to eliminate that pitch. Don't even attempt it. Just try to hit his fastball. just try.
And that is strikeout number 6. So a hit sandwich between strikeouts. We're going to the top of the 3rd inning. Score 4-0 Panthers.
At Legacy Performance Academy, we meet athletes where they are in their development. Whether you're just starting out or already on the path to greatness, Legacy Sports and Fitness is the premier program for growth, with a full training field designed to help you sharpen every aspect of your game. Paired with our elite baseball programs, we've got the foundation for your success.
Well, folks, we're going to catch up a player spotlight here. J.P. Pullman, the catcher for the Fort Zumwalt North Panthers. Talk to me about this catcher. What do you know about him?
I've known JP for quite a few years. He has been inside the hitting zone since he's been about 11 years old. He's had some things happen to him in his young lifespan that has been tough, and he's used baseball as a resource to help him get over some of his hurdles. And he has just owned it. He's a hard-working kid, and he's heading out to Pitt State.
Oh, that's Pitt State's ranked
Yep.
in the top 20.
Yep, D2. I think it's in the MIAA still.
Yeah. Ground ball to the 3rd baseman. Up. Makes the play there. Out number 1.
But again, it's just a young man that goes to work, and that's the if anything that we talk about, these guys on these player spotlights, most of these guys have the same things that they do, right? Which is go to work. Most of them are always in the gym. They're eating this particular way or lifting, and I cannot stress it enough that that's if the best in our area are doing it, maybe so should you.
Mr. Pullman's hitting 359 on the season, slugging 513. He's got 3 doubles and a home run with 12 ribbies. So, not to mention he's catching one of the top pitchers in the state, maybe in the country.
With ease. Well, I don't know about it in the country. There's a young man that's in Illinois right now throwing 100.
I just said he's one of the best pitchers in the country. Come on, man.
There's a young man that throws 100. It's tough for him to see on that side anyways. He's a left-handed batter. Yeah.
That's a tough one. I know you want to ask, but
Ooh.
So Rattleberger just goes ahead and plunks him, sends him down to first base.
That sounded like a thud.
It was fleshy, right? It was fleshy. Bo Flynn at the plate struck out his first at bat to end the threat in the first inning. Takes a ball low. Got the North Point Grizzlies showing up over there. Gotta love the blue and orange, Mitch.
I know you do.
You betcha, bro. It's fantastic colorways.
You know those are gang colors in California.
What?
Yep.
You don't know that.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Well, I guess I should say they're gang colors anywhere that represents that particular gang. You ever watch Bloods and Crips?
No, I have not. I have not watched that show.
Six Deuce Crips.
Oh my goodness.
The slang for it was called Dookies.
Runner goes. Throw down is
toss.
In time to cut down Whiteside. Heck of a throw by the catcher, LeBeau. So caught stealing.
Bourne hung in there with that tag. He's been dealing with some hand injuries. He's one of mine on my older team. He plays for me, second baseman, and he's been dealing with some hand issues. He actually broke that hand this offseason.
Oh, is that right? So
Yeah.
it still may not be 100%?
Yeah, he's been dealing with it. He broke it right at the start of off season too, so he missed like the 8 weeks of training leading up to high school baseball.
Big swing and a miss.
Which is never
2 balls, 2 strikes.
fun. A little update, one to watch. Ford Zumwalt West, Troy Buchanan tied 1-1.
Ooh.
Talked about it before the
Troy's
show.
been playing some good baseball recently, man.
Yep.
Coach Rogers, they started out struggling, but he's got those kids playing hard.
See if I can get the starters of these games. Looks like Klein is pitching for Troy, and they're going in the end of top of the 8th.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not sure who.
Swing and a miss by Buddy Grosh for strike 1. Base on balls, puts another runner on. Reidelberger's been dealing with traffic this whole game. Misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Klein's still in the game. I'm not sure who 13 is for West. They did not put a name.
13.
Yeah, number 13.
That must
Let me
be
see if
a
I can find
reliever.
West. Klein's still in the game, actually, for Troy.
2
Wheeler.
balls and 1 strike.
Wheeler's in the game, sir.
Wheeler. Oh, that is Aiden Wheeler,
Yeah.
the lefty. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We saw him pitch a couple weeks ago against Howell. He pitched very well.
That game was
I
fun.
like Wheeler.
Yeah, that game was fun to watch.
Yep. That Columbia tournament, Mitch, over the weekend last week, that's fouled back out of play. That really shows you, I mean, how tough the competition is. And we had Coach Justin Tao on the show last night talking about that tournament, and he said about how, he says they could play 7 games. They could play 7 games in a week and not exhaust their pitching. And that's what he said about it.
I think everybody knows. I mean, that's why I said it earlier. It's the hashtag. I said it last night. The hashtag Beat House stuff. Like they have an embarrassment of riches, if you will. And hats off to Perkins and the way that he's able to develop. And I know a lot of that maybe people wanting to move into that school district, but Howell's got a big area to choose from.
Yeah.
And so they just happen to have a lot of really good athletes right now out there.
He talked about Staley in a similar fashion, a lot of arms, I know, and he said, and Howell jumped on him in that first game and beat him bad. Nice pick by Kalish. There's a nice play by the third baseman. I'm glad hung in there with that. Nice play.
Yeah, Reidelberger's he's settled down since that first inning.
We're going to the bottom of the third inning. Score 4-0 Panthers. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. Mitch, you got some scores for us there, Brew?
Yeah, a couple of updates. A good one in the MCC, which is DeSmet and Chaminade. DeSmet is up 5-3. Mexico versus Hannibal. They're tied at 3. I think that's a good one because we got a couple spotlights that we did for the young man from Mexico.
Yep.
Seckman is up 5-2 on Oakville. You have Hickman, the Cupies.
Yes, indeed, the Cupies.
Against Battle, they're up 4-1. And then the last one I got here is Capital City and Rockbridge are tied at 1.
Oh, wow. We got another player spotlight for you here for the Fort Zumwalt South Bull Dogs. Brendan LeBeau, the young man that was behind the plate. We just saw him cut down the runner. Always like to talk about the catchers, don't we, Mitch?
I do.
I know you do, bro. That's why we did it. That ball is hit into center field. Under it is Goddard for out number 1. Talk to us about that catcher, man. Do you know him?
I do not. I do not know him. I will tell you that he's got a nice transfer.
Yes.
And he's quick to get that baseball out, and he showcased it there when he flips the baseball back. And sometimes I try to pay attention to stuff like that. He flipped the baseball out, and I wasn't sure that what kind of arm he had, and then he threw down at second base, and I was like, all right.
And it was accurate.
Yeah.
Posed, and not to mention he's doing it pretty well with the bat.
Yeah.
333, 415, 472. He's got 5 doubles and 7 RBIs. And that is strikeout number 7 for Lohman.
That was a little harder than his last inning.
That sounded loud.
It's
so 2 outs.
It's just the sound.
Caden Bourne
I'm pretty
at
sure
the
we
plate.
can hear it. Sorry. I'm
Our
pretty
players
sure we can hear that.
Our players spotlight presented by Youth Baseball Midwest. The catcher for Fort Zumwalt South, Brendan LeBeau.
Try again. I kept interrupting you.
We'll work it out, bro. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, he's still 91 out there, and that last batter, I'm pretty sure one of them might have been 93, 94.
No, that. I think that went off the catcher. I don't think that went. I didn't
went
hear
off the
it.
plate.
Yeah. I mean, I love what Lohman did there to finish that play. Might as well.
Until they
right?
tell you no.
You never know.
Yeah, until they tell you no.
So this will be interesting.
Oh, boy.
We're going to the top of the 4th inning. Score 4-0 Panthers.
At Legacy Performance Academy, we meet athletes where they are in their development, whether you're just starting out or already on the path to greatness. Legacy Sports and Fitness is the premier program for growth, with a full training field designed to help you sharpen every aspect of your game. Paired with our elite baseball programs, we've got the foundation for your success.
Well, there you go, folks. My crack crew down there said yes. They saw it did go off the bat. So we are standing over here or sitting over here, Mitch, corrected.
I'm all right. I'm all right to be corrected. If
Yes.
I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
If we're wrong? From your angle. So the Blues working it out, getting it done. I like it. At the top of the order, Ryan Shipley coming to the plate. And we're going to be oops. I hit the wrong button there. We want to thank our sponsors, Legacy Performance Academy. Maximize your performance. Go to stllpa.com. Check out what you want to get your performance to its maximum potential. All right, here we go. Both these games have been, the only reason the other one took so long is we had to go 10 innings.
After that first inning, this young man has really kind of settled down on the bump. I do like where he's at, and I think that he's got some future, a little undersized, but he's bringing it. Keeping South in the game.
1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff Shipley, who's popped out and reached on an error, scored a run. Fouled that back to the almost to the tents.
Didn't even hear that. You thought you would have heard that thud hit over there. It hit off that railing. It just deadened the sound.
Just kind of went.
Yep.
There was no boom. That's a good off speed that catches Shipley way out front for the strikeout for the first out of the inning. Colton Wolf. Colton Wolf has scored once, tripled 2 RBIs. He's having himself a pretty good day. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wolf. Reidelberger's gone right after him here, Mitch.
Well, this is what I like. This is
Foul.
You know, after that first inning, you saw his emotions, right? And so a few plays, and again, like those are plays that aren't necessarily a third baseman's. You know, the one that on the diver.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, he come up wanting to go 4, and he flipped the switch to go to.
Grounded to Ebert, up with it. Out number 2.
And going, flipping to go to 1, and he should have just stuck with his game plan. That first one, so what? It's a slow roller. It's one of those things where it's just baseball.
Yes.
And you got to keep your emotions in check. And he even battled through that one too. But I like his response to that first inning.
Absolutely. Cameron Mailer. It's a pitch way outside, ball one. That is lifted into center field, shallow. Branham underneath it. Out number 3. That's the first 1-2-3 inning for the Bulldogs here. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Score 4-0 Panthers.
Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow.
Well, Mitch, it'll be interesting to see if we're back to basically we had Caden Boren at the top of the order last inning. Now we're going to see Chase Howell, LeBeau, and Muroff, the middle of this order, or it's 2-3-4, and see if they can do something different after seeing Lohman.
Well, again, making adjustments with a guy with this kind of velo, but you know, I think sometimes we go up there and we're like, man, this guy's got a big curveball or sharp slider or something of that nature. I'm not exactly sure why you would look for it when you have a guy like this, unless he threw more of them. He's throwing a ton of fastballs today, so, you know, just try to catch it out front. It'll go if you hit it, and they do give them up.
Mr. Mulder was out here earlier, and we're going to be talking with him tomorrow. Lohman back up. Strike one.
Some of them have left.
Mm-hmm. Strike two. And the thing of it is, he's 0-2 on you.
He's 0-2 before. He's 0-2 when he takes the rubber, right? He steps on it, you go to the plate, and you're like, you're already down.
He just has, and it's true in this respect. I mean, he's out there knowing right now these kids are going, they're all kids, that these batters, he believes he can just overpower them.
Well, we're talking about high school athletes here, 92 to 95 plays on a high level. So if this is what I love to see. I really, what I don't want to see is the guy that throws this hard and is trying to dot baseballs and be perfect. Just throw the baseball. Let it eat.
What's up? Coach Goff is in the house.
Coach Schmidt in the house, too.
Coach Schmidt, we got them both. We got to get microphones over here. Get these guys on the broadcast. You guys are glad you're not seeing Mr. Lohman today, right?
Oh, yeah. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
What's the scouting report?
Load early.
Load early and swing quick.
Just put the barrel out there, see if it'll hit.
Are they on? There you go. There you go, Coach. We got Coach Goff and Coach Schmidt in the house. We got our nightcap. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Great. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, pretty good. Thanks for having us. This is awesome that you guys are doing this and the G.A.C. Classic.
This is our fourth year, third or fourth we've done the Classic. So, because so this, I love this venue. I mean, I get to sit right here and act like I'm a professional.
Well, you are a professional, sir.
No, he said act like. Don't give him enough credit.
Oh, I got you, buddy. I got you.
I don't know, this setup here, it looks pretty professional to me.
Oh, it is. That's because
pretty
of his
professional.
engineers. Them two down there are really good. They make us look great over here. Night.
You both have voices for radio.
Easy there, Skippy.
Hey, I thought about that a long time ago. I was wondering how I got the girl I got, but night game. It's 80 degrees outside today, and so the night game is going to be somewhere, upper 60s, little breeze going on. You don't get to play many night games at the high school level. What is it like for you guys, and are the boys excited to, play a night game?
Yeah, first of all, like you mentioned earlier, this is an amazing venue. Been around for 25, 26 years. It's just a great atmosphere. They've hosted state championships here and all that. So playing, here at CarSheild Field and under the lights and the nightcap and the weather, it's a great experience for these guys. Actually, speaking of playing at night, this is actually our third game at night. We played 2 games at House Central at night so far. So they've got turf and lights, and it's a cool experience to come out here and play in hopefully a bigger crowd than maybe normal, and play some good baseball.
Yeah, I'll agree with everything Coach Smith said. He's got a strike out there.
He's got like 8 of them already.
Yeah, that's his 8th K.
Yeah, he's been impressive. Cam's been impressive with what he's done so far this year.
Coach Goff, we saw you guys last week. You're coming back here. You guys played. You went the next day. I know it wasn't still the outcome, but a 2-1 ball game. What do you like about where your team is heading towards?
Yeah, I think we're doing a lot of good things. Obviously, we got to continue to develop an offense. Got to hit the ball. Got to string some hits together, not just one an inning. You got to string them together, more than one, and build off of that.
Seems like it's the hardest thing to do in this conference is to string hits together with the pitching depth that this conference has, and this goes for your guys' teams as well. And it's hard to hit in this conference.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like if you maybe 3 would be enough, but if you definitely get to 5, you're feeling really good about your chances with what you got. And it's something even try to preach a run an inning. That's really what your goal is. But yeah, that's there's some excellent pitchers in this conference, and obviously the number 1s are outstanding. So with several going to 2 are going to SEC schools as of now if they're not getting drafted just in the Central.
And a K ends the inning, and the 3-2. We're going to stay right here and talk with these gentlemen here while we make the switch here. We're going to the top of the 5th with a 4-0 Panthers lead.
I'm going to add to that just a little
go
bit.
ahead.
We saw it last week when we were doing this is for Coach Goff. We had you last week with East and Washington at your place. We talked about it prior to the show, is about the free passes or giving up free bases in general, errors, walks, hit by pitches, things like that. And I think for this conference in general, especially this and then the South, the free bases you have to eliminate because you'll have a guy that can hit, hit the velocity. Everybody's got a guy that can do that. So do you think, is that something that you guys preach? I mean, obviously we tell everybody to throw strikes because it's easy to sit on a bucket and do that. But the mental mistakes, being in the right place so that, hitting cuts and relays, how important is it for you guys to kind of preach eliminating free bases?
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely important. With the pitching that this conference has, like we just mentioned, 1 or 2 mistakes could mean the ball game. Not allowing runners to move up into scoring position and handling the baseball and throwing strikes and just doing the little things that are going to make you successful. Last week we played Timberland in our conference, or 2 weeks ago, I guess, and it was a 1-0 ball game, and they scored their 1 run on a mistake, and that was it. We had 2 good pitchers going, and that's all it took. So yeah, you have to eliminate the mistakes, and especially in this conference with some of the pitching and defense that we have.
Yeah, I'll echo what Coach Smith said here. We had the game against East on Wednesday, lost 2-1, and guys just really broke down to. We had 4 different opportunities where we did not capitalize on. 2 bunt situations where we couldn't get a bunt down. Is it hitting the gap? No.
Nope.
We tried to go get that. But 2 different bunt situations where we couldn't get a bunt down.
I love it, Coach Goff calling the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my opportunity. So, but yeah, not getting the situations down, and then we had a situation where a guy got too far off the base on a bunt, got picked off, and we got a guy caught stealing and not having a good enough jump. And so, those 4 things right there, if one of those turns the other way, that could be a run, and talking about a 2-2 ball game. So it's a game within a game, if you will. One hopper to short, good pick
nice
by
pick.
first, nice play 8. Way to pick up your teammate.
Yeah, Chase has made a few nice plays over there. He made the play on the wall. I don't know if you guys were here for that, but he made a nice little running play, ran into the wall, and actually went over and held on. Normally he catches, I think, for his summer club. Chase does. I know that he caught us last year, and seeing him over at first base, I didn't even realize he was that good over there. All right, so I'm going to ask you why you guys are in here because I'm being nosy.
I invited him to come and chat with us.
Oh,
Of course, man.
what's your key to winning tonight?
There you go.
Ooh, the key to winning. That's the biggest question. It's
gonna throw a
it's
baseball?
it's throwing strikes. It's playing good defense and timely hitting. The keys to success, right?
Oh, is that the Captain Obvious? I should have known the answer.
Yeah.
Maybe we all should have.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's and I know that sounds cliche, but it really is. I think that simple is limiting the mistakes and playing good defense, and that's what we've been trying to do, and I think that's what every team tries to do, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I'm going that Coach Goff agrees. So because he said absolutely. So I think if you were to ask me that question, I'd have probably said the same exact thing. Is throwing strikes, right? Timely hitting, stuff like that. I think that's the simplest thing. And I use the KISS routine, the keep it simple, stupid routine for how I try to manage a baseball game. And games like this, though, it seems like we don't.
So wait a minute. I got to ask this question because then when the strikes aren't being thrown, then it just turns into a Chinese fire drill, correct?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
it does what happened, and that I think that's where coaches get our competition now from.
Right.
Is how do we compete in the game? Because I don't think coaches can necessarily win games, but I do think that we have a role in maybe losing them. Where do we sub guys in and out? Maybe the pitching depth, that we leave a guy in too long, things like that. And I think in this league, that's what I'm finding is coaches just managing to win games instead of being afraid to make choices that could potentially lose them.
I got to ask you guys this because I think it's tough, when you guys are playing conference, and I know everybody wants to win conference and things like that. But in the long run, Class 5 with Washington,
Yes.
Class 6 now in North Point.
Yep.
How do you guys tackle these things? I know you play your non-conference stuff to try and get as much district, but your district is the G.A.C. basically.
Yeah.
It's the G.A.C. South. But Coach, you have a tough time with that, don't you?
Yeah, especially this year, it's a rough go with us. We're last few years, Borgia's been in our conference, and we obviously play them. They're the crosstown rival. Union, we play Union. They're on our schedule, and then we get lumped in with the Central Missouri a lot. We're in with the 3 Jeff City schools, and then this year they gave us Camdenton, so we're talking the Lake, and then Warrensburg and Marshall. So it's kind of there you go, double down the line, get going, 21, get out.
That's why I threw that question to Coach Goff because I knew he was going to call the game while he was at it.
That's right.
There you go. Made most of that pitch up in the zone. I think it was a curveball. He just hammered it down the line. But yeah, so it's really interesting for me, and that's something where I made an effort to try to schedule those guys as much as you can and then you gotta weigh. For me, you have to weigh. Well, it's a district game versus a conference game. Are you throwing your number one in a conference game or a district game? And to me, district games are more important than
That's seeding.
That's seeding, yeah.
Right.
So in our one district game, Union will I think they're like 15-3 now. We lost to it was a 1-0 ball game. So Tice threw well that day, and it's something where we've got our top 3 arms I'd throw against anybody in the conference. In my opinion, I think they're all quality arms, and then after that we've got some depth behind it too. But we're going to be in every ball game that we play clean in, and that's something you said earlier about. Well, what's the keys to success? We just got to play clean. So, outwalk people, execute. Execute defensively. If a team's going to give us an out, we got to take that out, and then stop the merry-go-round like we talked about with the cuts and situations. Can't give free bases.
Yeah.
What comes to my mind is always the Bugs Bunny cha-cha around the bases.
Yep. Snow. Yeah. The years ago, a guy I used to coach with. Take a break here. Guy, equated it to a snowball fight. So when you get throwing, the ball starts flying around the yard like that, you just hear somebody yell "snowball fight," and sometimes that's what it looks like if you're not careful. So, yeah. So you've all seen the movie Elf. You all understand what I'm saying. So
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
And you try to limit that, obviously, as a coach, because you don't want the throws and you don't want the snowball fight to happen.
Oh, mercy. Coach Schmidt, you guys, I mean, it's just everybody that you play in conference. So conference games really, but it's mostly the South. You do have Timberland there. So it's still a similar situation, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, when I got hired for the job in, I guess, October or November, whatever it was, one of the first things I did, got him. Little back pick.
Wow.
Good throw by the catcher.
J.P. Pullman threw it on the money, too.
Thought he was going to windshield wiper him and just go to third on that.
That's what I was expecting. The way that he took his secondary, I was like, go ahead, take off.
Yeah, he might have. Yeah. So when I got hired, one of the first things I did was ran the numbers of, okay, are we going to be Class 5, Class 6? And every time I looked, we were team number 64 out of 64. And sure enough, we're 64 out of 64. And, we got put in the Zumwalt West, Howell, Timberland, Troy, that
Thank
district.
you very much.
Yeah. And, and so I talked to my AD and I said, okay, well, we got to schedule a Class 6 schedule. And so we got in the Troy tournament. We were already in the Union Borgia tournament. We played Union twice. They're a quality team. We played, Rolla. They're a Class 6 team, and Cape Notre Dame. They're Class 3, but they're always a top-notch program. And then we've sort of been playing in the Midwest Classic. That's been because of the weather. It's been, it's taken a while, but we've played. We played Howell Central twice. We played Zumwalt West twice. We play Howell on Thursday. We play Troy for a second time this Friday. We're trying to play Class 6 teams and Class 6 programs to prepare ourselves, and we've taken our licks a little bit against Zumwalt West twice, but overall I think we've done a pretty good job of competing with the Class 6 teams that we're going to be in our district with.
That's a strike on the outside corner.
Well, and I think the conference does a great job preparing for you for that. And I don't know about you, Mr. French, if you could take the Class 6 district that North Point and Schmitty's in, and play, do a double elimination college-style tournament. Yeah, exactly.
That's
that
fantastic.
Would be, no.
Oh, and he dropped it.
Sometimes it's better to be.
You can hear the coach.
That's right.
You can hear the two coaches groaning up there. Like,
So I was here.
So.
Yeah, you get the groan there first, and then it's the groan there second, right? Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, I mean that would that would be a high dollar ticket. So I think you're going to have some quality baseball in that scenario, and it's something that's sad that one of the district title finalists that could probably a Final Four quality team.
That's the thing.
So.
We have North Point ranked. We have Zumwalt West ranked. We have Zumwalt West, Francis Howell in there. Howell North is over in the third in District 3, which is kind of odd to me, but it is what it is. And so you're talking about highly ranked teams. You're talking about teams that compete at a high level. And I think it's just it's tough, and that's why when we come out like the G.A.C. Classic here, you're getting high-level baseball. That first game we saw went 10 innings, Richie Swain, Carter Hollingsworth on the mound. It was just a gem of a game. And there's a strikeout.
Oh.
And he didn't keep running. So that's okay. Second out. And so tonight, and that's one of the things I look forward to when I see these the cards. Mr. Cowling, Mr. Vetter on the mound.
Yep.
That to me, that's high leverage arms, and makes for a fun day at the ballpark, guys. So we appreciate you putting them on the schedule like that.
Hey, yeah, Cowling's our Tuesday starter. He did, he was down for a little bit. Actually in the Union Borgia tournament, he jammed his thumb or kind of had a little thumb issue. So he was like in a little.
Because he's swinging it for you pretty good too,
was,
isn't he?
Yeah. So he's swinging it too. So he hadn't, up until last week, he hadn't pitched in a couple weeks. But the doctor was still, hey, as long as you can tolerate the pain, you can still swing it, throw it, whatever. But he was in like a little thumb, wouldn't call it a cast, but a little thumb splint
Just
or
a little
whatever.
yeah.
And taped it up or whatever. But he's back now, and yeah, and it's the same thing with whether it's the conference, whether it's the district, just the depth of arms.
Absolutely
has been, in our, speaking of our district, you get the top two teams of Howell and Zumwalt West, and then all the way down to, whoever, whether it's us, whether it's Zumwalt North, whether it's Troy, Timberland, whatever. I mean, you got top arms up and down, Howell Central up and down the lineup. It's going to be tough.
It is. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of good baseball left, Mitch.
So I have to ask this question, Coach Goff. Did you schedule a non-conference game against your family?
I guess it's my family. Is that what you said? Yeah. I played. We played Zumwalt West 2 weekends ago.
Oh,
they came
I missed
down.
that.
Yeah, we came. They came to our place. We played them in Hillsboro and lost two one-run ball games. We lost 8-7 and 5-4. So we're our record is what it is, but I feel like we've been right there a lot. There's been obviously a couple that we've not played to our potential, but we're right there and get ready to kick the door in. That's the message we keep telling them. So
I like that.
Yeah, that's going to help long term though, because obviously it's going to prep you for those emotions, when you get into district play. So.
And yeah, that's something you're absolutely right. And that's if you go to Class 5, District 5, there are 4 teams above 500 and there are 4 teams below 500 in our district. So it's still seating's still wide open, and Union I think would be the one in it right now. Union, Jeff City.
Agreed. Jeff City might be one.
Yeah, they're up there.
Those 2 teams are really tight.
Yes.
That'd be a fun ball game to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I think the Martin kid still. I think he's doing all right for Jeff City. So.
Yeah, and Griffin kid.
Yeah. So they got a couple. Yeah. Union's got.
They're tough. And they can swing it.
Right, they can. So they're a quality team. Coach Morgan down there has got them going well. So.
Gentlemen, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for all this.
So,
this is awesome.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Now we'll send up our player of the game, whoever you want to talk to. We'll send them up.
We appreciate that, Coach.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that from you. I'll just grab it.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Coach.
Stay healthy.
Thank you.
Guys, appreciate it. So what do we got here? Single?
Little single, little base hit up the middle. Those are going to be one of my favorite coaches. I like the energy of them. I like their baseball knowledge and IQ, and they love coming in here and chatting baseball.
I know.
And the respect they give back to the game, you got to really love that.
There's a lot of really good coaches in the G.A.C. There's a lot of really good coaches in the state. And that's the thing, Mitch. You've seen it. We've done this now for a while, even with the podcast. We reach out to coaches. Wild pitch moves the runner up. Whiteside on the old WP. Last night we have our YBM press box show. I have Coach Justin Tao on the show. We have Coach David Starnes all the way over from Kansas City coming on the show, taking the time out of their evenings to talk with us. I have a lot of respect for these guys who give their time and do that and want to share their knowledge and talk about the game of baseball in this state. It is a real privilege.
No, I'm with you. And then to hear them talk about kind of the things that Youth Baseball Midwest is doing and what they're doing for high school athletes, and obviously into the youth side too, because the Super 7, 14U, it's just not in the high school levels. It is everywhere. So I think it's a big deal. One, when I played, it was when the St. Louis Post-Dispatch had showed up, or the Suburban Journal had showed up. You got really excited about because somebody was going to be there to maybe give you an interview and go through that. Now these kids are seeing them on TV, and I think about like guys like Adam Call.
Right.
Literally, when we show up, they're like, "Well, there's your POG," and kind of the energy that's being built around that kind of stuff. And listen, I'm not always a believer that the losing team needs to have a POG, but I do like what you're trying to do with that, so I can respect it. But we'll base it.
That's a ground ball through the hole. Whiteside moves up 90 feet. And we got first and third with nobody out, Mitch.
I again, going back to just what these coaches are doing, they're like, seeing this and going, we're showcasing our athletes, families that are, that live a couple hours away, that can't make these games, get a chance to see some of their grandkids maybe, playing. And I just, it just highlights the coaches, staffs and their programs. And so it's not something we're used to.
Right. Right.
Because I know that the Journal does a good job, or STL Today, and, they obviously do a great job. But we're, it's televised. It's bringing coaches on it, or like wanting to talk about baseball and get more baseball out there to our youth, because that's who's watching, right, is our youth. So you want to go to high school in the G.A.Cs? Well, watch your G.A.C. coach talk. It's almost giving a vetting opportunity to the coaching staffs.
So Reidelberger, on his way out, I'm with you, Mitch. He got rocked up pretty good, but he settled in, come back. He had back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings.
Yeah, I think he's had a 0 since the first inning, right?
Yeah. No, he had 2 in the second.
2 in the first, 2 in the second?
That's correct. 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Allowed the base on balls in the third inning, and then went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So third, fourth, and fifth innings were pretty clean. And so kudos to the young man. Number 22 coming in now to pitch. And we'll get that number is number 22, Ethan Crane.
I know where his mom's at.
Do you?
Yeah, it's a person with a last name Crane across her shirt. Found him. I know where the family's at. While you're getting those totals, I'm going to go ahead and go around the league and give some scores. Let's see here. You had Rockwood Summit and Eureka are tied 4-4. That's a good one. You end up having Francis House Central is up 8-zip on Liberty. Fatima was actually down pretty big, but they have made that a ball game and made that 8-7. Hannibal has come back taking that lead from Mexico. It's 5-4 Hannibal. One of the big ones, though, Seckman has gone up 7-2, and I think that's a big number because Oakville's, in my opinion, better than that score plays there. So some pretty good ball games going on there. Some that have finished, and I was trying to get to those scores, but I got to keep scrolling. There's a lot. There's a lot to scroll here. I was looking for that Fort Zumwalt West Troy game, and Troy, they were tied, and then West kind of put a few runs up on the boards. I'm going to try to get that one for you. 7-3 West. Was that a final? 7-3 West.
So for Reidelberger, he went 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 2 base on balls, and 4 Ks. And Ethan Crane is now in the game for the Bulldogs. He inherits 2 runners, first and third, nobody out. And the batter is Buddy Grosh. the number 9 hitter, who has 1 for 2 today. He's scored a run. You feel that? Look at that. And the sun coming down, that's really getting in that third baseman's eyes. That left side of this infield at this time of day is tough. Tough.
There's a reason why they play night games here or afternoon games.
That sun till it gets below the and that is hammered into center field, but almost right at him. I think that's going to be enough to get a run in. Brandon makes the catch, but the sac fly by Grosh increases the lead to 5-0.
I'm not sure if you guys caught that or not, but did you see the center fielder try to give the early catch to see if he could take off? Try to deke him a little bit there. I wanted to give a little bit of love here to our St. Charles West Warriors. Brody started for them today, went 4, gave up 2 hits, an unearned run, but walked 5, had 7 Ks. So he's a little wild today, took him out early. But Mr. Goring hit 2 today.
2 bombs?
2 bombs.
Jeez.
2 bombs, and that's a heck of a day.
He is hitting home runs. He's got 4 that I know of on the season.
Well, he's got 3 in a week.
Jeez. What's the score?
It was 7-1.
Who
West
are they
beat
playing?
Holt. They beat Holt.
Beat Holt, okay. That's a good piece of hitting, Mitch. That ball on the outer half, didn't try to do too much and just took and drove it the other way. I like that.
Team at bat.
Keep the line rolling.
Keep it moving.
So first and second, 1 out. Now you got your guys. Mr. Wolf tripled 2 RBIs in the second inning. He's 1 for 3. Reached on the air, scored a run. He's having himself a decent day. Big swing, but nothing to show for it there. Strike 1.
Did you hear him say that? Yahoo! I think that's Toad from Mario Kart, ain't it?
It's Mario.
Oh, it's Mario?
That's killing. Foul tipped into the glove. LeBeau hangs on. 0-2.
Oh, I love it.
We love the pop culture, though, right?
Huh?
It's one of my son's favorite things.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Get on the hands.
That's a fair ball and a double play. Nice play to end the inning from the third baseman, Kalish. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning bottom of the 6th inning with the score 5-0 Panthers.
I'm here with Coach Burley today at the G.A.C. North Classic here at CarSheild. First off, Coach, thanks for getting me out of class today on this beautiful day. I'm gonna watch some baseball, you know. Sometimes you just gotta go back to the basics with them.
Sometimes, yeah.
She said stay with me, so I stayed on. Sorry if I... Yeah. Oh, okay. At least they have controls. That's why they are engineers. And I'm over here. Yeah, thank you. I've done that a few times. She said talking to the air. I've definitely talked to the wall. It's always interesting when the wall talks back, though.
Oh, mercy. What is that, number 20? Number 13. I know.
Oh, I'm supposed to keep going. I thought you were taking over, darn it. I have no idea, but I know how to give a scoreboard update. You had Kilburn pitching for Oakville. Gave up 5 runs with Seckman, ended up taking down Oakville there 7-2. Smithville and Benton are in a pretty nice football game. That's a 16-11 Benton over Smithville. But one of the things that when you come to a high school baseball game and you got an arm like you have Lohman, typically you have a few scouts show up. And then quickly when he gets out of the game, get up and package all their radar guns and their cameras, and out they go.
They're gone.
They gone.
Lohman's day's over. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 base on balls, and 11 Ks.
Ooh. Give it to him.
I think he did it. I think he did an all right job, Mitch.
A little bit.
In line for the K, or in line for the win. That is strike 1. For the new pitcher, Spencer Lucas, this is his 7th appearance on the season. 13 in the 3rd innings. He's got a 3.68 ERA. He's got 8 walks, 11 Ks, a 1.8 whip, and a 281 opponent's batting average. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So you got to adjust to the young man slides the fastball by him after just beating him up with hook after hook for out number 1.
93, 94, 93, 94, 92 at about 35 pitches at that velocity, and then here you go. Here's 80. And then I'm going to flip you up some slower stuff.
And then I'm going to sneak a fastball by you on the inside corner.
Well, that's how you can be sneaky. They say sneaky fast. You flip them curveballs up there, and all of a sudden here comes that heater.
Back to the top of the order in Caden Boren, who has struck out and grounded out to the pitcher. Ditches the elbow guard. Still got the +10 oven mitt, though, Mitch, in the back pocket.
That won't happen this summer.
No?
No. Caden plays for me in the summertime. He'll have to give that to his first base coach. I am part of the no fun league.
No fun at all.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't do the eye black that's all over the face and looks like war paint and stuff like that. It was down.
You don't like it?
I don't.
You don't like it, huh?
No, I allow them to do the strip. They have that. You can have the single strip across, or you can do a cross. But when they do the like the designs and stuff on them, and
they go full metal jacket,
whatever you want to call it, I say go run. So yeah, not a fan.
So you're of the like the Yankees rule, you can't wear a beard, shave your face, all that.
No, they took that away.
The Yankees did?
The mad scientist that's the Yankees, you can now wear beards. You have mustache, your beard. And Steinbrenner took that away.
I wonder what Johnny Damon thinks of that.
I mean, I could think of a lot of guys. Verdugo,
the first baseman that came over, Giambi.
Well, you look at even Goldie. Like Goldie had a pretty good beard while he was here in St. Louis, and goes over there, is clean shaved, and now he gets to grow it out.
Harrison Bader, yeah.
Oh, the hair.
The hair,
because you had the hairdo. You couldn't have the long hair, right? Didn't it have to be cut to a certain length or something?
Yeah. Grounded through the hole. So after the strikeout from Evan Rao, the next two base on balls and a single. And the Bulldogs have something working here.
I just believe in some weird stuff. And I think, if you're trying to mimic a college athlete or a professional, I want you to train like them. Right? You go out there and you have all this cool stuff on because Fernando Tatis looks cool in it. Well, I want you to go out there and work like him.
Yeah, but he has the oven mitt in his back pocket.
He deserves it.
Okay, that's fair. I'm hip with that, Brew.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like if you want to wear and act like a big leaguer, right? With whatever they do, with all the cool gadgets they have and wear and the hottest this, that, and the other, I want you to play and practice like them. Then you can wear them.
Yeah, I'm hip.
I mean, I got guys that put them on their left hand and then they dive back with their right hand. Then they go into second base and instead of sliding, on their bellies or whatever, they're sliding feet first. I just get confused on what they're wearing them for. You know what I mean?
I'm hip. I'm
so
with you.
I told them 2 years ago when they became popular. I said the only way you can wear them is if you wear them on both hands.
3 balls and a strike. Yeah, you're not coaching Shohei Ohtani, are you?
No, I just want our guys to go to work and understand that the reason why those guys get to wear those things is because of what they've done on the back end, the things that nobody sees. You only see the highlights on YouTube or Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever it's called, and ESPN and stuff like that. The amount of work these folks put in, like you don't even have the baseball IQ to talk the history of your hometown team. I'm not letting you wear a oven mitt.
Right.
It's just like your guy last night telling the wrong score. When he hit me last night with the, they lost 2-6. I wasn't having it. I couldn't let that one go last night, Brian.
He's learning.
Well, real quick.
You gave him a listen.
Real quick.
I love working with these high school kids. We had a group in last night. You didn't see that from Lafayette High School.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. It was on before I got on.
No, they were there during the whole deal. Rashid. Oh gosh, I'm gonna mess up Rashid's last name. Hang on, it's hard to pronounce. It's hard for me to pronounce anyway. I'm gonna try and do the best I can.
Well, let me get
Sorry,
to Lafayette.
Rashid, if I'm gonna butcher your name, bro. Sohani. Or Sohani, I believe it is. Sohani. Rashid Sohani. Darby, Declan. Darby Morrell. Declan Phipps. We got 2 Maddies. Who was the big kid? I never remember his name. It's terrible. He's going to pop me in the chops there again. Yeah, from Lafayette. It's all their media crew, and they're coming over, and they were watching and doing. Rashid's going to be covering the Yellow Conference for us over there at Lafayette. I guess Darby's going to do some pictures and whatnot. So love the high school kids, and, of course, the guys have been with us, in Evan Shank and Joe Hartke covering the G.A.C. North, covering the MCC. I love working with these high school students. It's fantastic. They're doing it, and they're excited to be part of it.
Yeah, and this is a testament to YBM and what you guys are doing here.
He's waiting on it. Can't come home. The throw is up the line, and he can't get the tag on. And Murhoff reaches on the throwing error.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen that. They look to go 4 and then kind of reset themselves or refocus to go into first base, and both their basemen make that mistake today. But what I was saying, Brian, I think it's just a testament to YBM. Just think about if we didn't have that
ground ball past the diving shortstop. That's going to plate 1, and it's going to get the second run in. Murhoff trying for third, and he's going to be cut down. Got a late jump there. Maybe a little too aggressive for the big man. But not before another 2-run score on the RBI single from number 21, Ryan Kalish.
Mm-hmm. But these young men have an opportunity because of this this program and Youth Baseball Midwest. And I think that's just a testament, again, of what you guys are doing, because these young men have new opportunities. Hit and run. Yeah, that's why you look in, bud.
Cole Ebert at the plate now. Mitch, it's a 5-3 ball game.
All of a sudden, right?
Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. South fighting back. Lohman's out of the game.
That just goes to show how dominant he was today.
Yes, sir. And that ball's in the dirt. Didn't quite get the read. Better part of Valor. Right?
Yeah, you're not going anywhere anyways. That's at his feet. He takes off running backwards maybe, but.
Right? You got 2 outs. You got it's your number 6 hitter there in Ebert, the shortstop. Oh, and he swung at it.
Young people, if you're watching this, and I hope you are, and you just saw what just happened there, the guy took off. It's a protection play, maybe a hit and run, something like that, and all he did was stare at the bag. And please look in when you're hitting and run. You have a hit and run or your green light, and you have to look in and identify where the baseball is. He went in trying to slide. That ball got away. He could have gone potentially first to third. So young people, look in when you're stealing bags on green lights or hit and runs. Young people.
South gets 3 in this inning. It's 5-3 Panthers. We're going to the top of the 7th inning.
I'm here with Coach Burley today at the G.A.C. North Classic here at CarSheild. First off, Coach, thanks for getting me out of class today on this beautiful day. I'm gonna watch some baseball, you know. Sometimes you just gotta go back to the basics with them.
Sometimes, yeah.
Tomorrow, folks, the big boys out here at the ballpark, G.A.C. South. We got leading off that 2 o'clock game. I'm looking forward to it. Francis, how do we have a score on that?
You know what? I was just looking for that game because I was like, I swore they played, but
yeah, they were playing today. Howell and Howell North. I know. I think Mulder wanted to try and get over, or I know actually it was Diego who was here earlier was trying to get over to see that game. And I don't know if either one of them do the game changer stuff, so it'll be interesting. I know Hal North does. They should be on there.
Well, I don't see North. I clicked on Francis Howell there, but yeah, I'm usually pretty good.
Interesting. Yeah, I know you are, bud. I know. I got you.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Leading off is Cameron Mailer, and he's 1 ball, 1 strike. What you got?
That was a whale of a game too. It was a 2-1 victory by Francis Howell Vikings.
Oh, I like how he did that backhand. Nice play by Cole Ebert. Nice play by the young shortstop there. Out number 1.
Did you like that, Brian?
I did. I thought that was good. I like that. 2-1 though. 2-1 ball game. That shows you. I mean, Hal North is competing at a very high level in this conference right now.
Yeah, I'm going to try to look up and see if I can't become a friend.
J.P. Pullman grounded to the shortstop. Ebert up. Second chance. Nice play over there by the first baseman.
Chase has been good over there for
yes, he has.
South.
Yes, he has. So Quickly 2 outs. Actually, this game is played pretty quickly, Mitch.
It has, especially after the first 2 innings. It's just gone by pretty quick.
Kyle Goddard at the plate. Curveball is high. So we're setting up for a rematch that tomorrow, Howell and Howell North. Then we'll have Francis Howell Central taking on, oh gosh, my mind just went blank.
Liberty?
Liberty, the Liberty Eagles. Geez, Coach Reeder. Sorry, Coach Reeder. 3 balls, no strikes to Kyle Goddard.
It's an interesting one here. I was able to get in. Actually, they approved me right away to get into the game changer for them. Howard started on the bump today.
Oh, it was Howard.
Yeah, usually Stover's been going on Tuesdays. Sometimes they have this this weird deal where
3-2.
Pitchers will pitch better on the road than they do at home, and maybe that's the why there. But he
because
hit.
they were at Francis Howell, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Howard had pitched for him and also led him offensively. He was 2 for 3 on the day.
What's that? Oh, we're getting to a POG. Well, for North, it's pretty simple.
Lohman's your guy.
Lohman's the guy. For South, it's not so clear.
I think I'm going to go with a defensive play with how Chase has played first base today.
Okay.
I think
that.
the play
He's
over
done
here.
a nice job.
Yeah, he went in the stands, getting beat up over there. He's picked some baseballs.
He singled, scored scored a run.
Yep, and so
He's 1 for 3.
for me, I feel like that's he had saved some
nice.
opportunities because if those baseballs get away that were thrown up the line,
Yes.
it could have been.
That first one where he came off the bag, didn't even try, didn't worry about it.
Yep.
I agree with you there, Mitch. I like that. That's good. That's why they call him Mitchie the Kid, folks.
That's right. Both pitchers went the Howell brought in somebody to relieve Skidmore. But Skidmore gave up 1 unearned, had 6 Ks, no walks. Howard had 7 Ks, 1 walk, gave up 2 earned. That was a pretty clean.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, and both.
Popped up shallow right field. Under it is Nolte for out number 3. And we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Score 5-3 North.
Good energy. I don't need no negativity around me. High frequency. I'm talking higher G.O.D. Yeah. Good energy. I don't need no negativity around me. High frequency. I'm talking higher G.O.D.
Folks, make sure, again, tune in tomorrow. G.A.C. Classic, the South. We've been talking about Howell and Howell North dueling it out. We got some good stuff tomorrow. Howell Central Liberty. The nightcap will be Troy Buchanan, who's playing some really good baseball right now, taking on the Zumwalt West Jaguars. Number 3 team in the state. We've got number 1 in the state tomorrow. We've got number 3 in the state tomorrow. Number 20 in Howell North.
They could easily be higher with the pitching duo that they have. I know that they're 10-7.
That's what we got. And honestly, I was looking at the coaches' polls this morning. We have the exact same ranking, and the coaches' polls came out sometime late last night. I didn't even look, and we have that. Howell 1, Zumwalt West is 3. Staley sandwiched in between them. So, I'm right there with the coaches. I'm pretty pleased with that.
There you go. Howell, I think, has a national ranking, don't they?
Yes, they do. Howell does have a national ranking. I'm not quite sure where it's at. I haven't looked in a while. That ball is going to be foul. Sam Nolte leading off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Bulldogs. He has struck out twice. First time he's faced Ethan Crane, or not Ethan Crane, excuse me. I'm Lucas Spencer, there it is. And that is a ball. Three balls and one strike now to the leadoff, Nolte. Got the Blue Jays over there ready to go. The Grizzlies over there trying to warm up. When you talk about the mascots, Grizzlies and Blue Jays right there, who do you think's going to win?
I could tell you it would probably be more annoying. I'm a Cardinals fan.
So Blue Jays they're one of the most aggressive birds there are, though. They're very predatory and aggressive.
I'm not going to mess with a bear. I'll take my chances
with the Blue Jay?
Yeah. I got a pellet gun. I do have some bear mace.
So the leadoff walk brings out the pitching coach for Zumwalt North, and we're going to have a pitching change. Number 19 is coming out, Mitch, for this Zumwalt North squad. And let's see if we can get a name here. Oh, and I think that's at the bottom of the card, Lauren. Number 19. At the bottom of the card.
Chase Folsch.
I was right, yeah? Is that correct? Chase Folsch?
Chase Folsch, number 19.
Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. I see him now. Chase Folsch. This is his 6th appearance. He's got a .183 ERA, Mitch. 7 2/3 innings pitched. He's got 5 walks, 7 Ks, a 183 whip, and a 281 OBA.
Last time I saw 183, I might have been in 8th grade. And that was what my feet was standing on. It's been a while since I've seen that number.
Well, that's his whip. So it's a little up.
So is my current weight. That's what happens when it gets a little later in the day.
But it hasn't. But, I love when you see that. His whip is up. His OBA is up. But, a .183 ERA. So he's pitching. He's pitched into some trouble, and he's pitched his way out of it.
Get your ground ball. Sometimes you don't have you have to remember, too, that we're still dealing with 15, 16-year-old kids that are still trying to figure some things out. So, there's a ton of emotions that are still played in this game. It's something that, I try to go back and put myself into the shoes that these young men are in, because I obviously was a 16-year-old kid before. But when I was in high school, I never worried about failing. And there's so much pressure these days about failing. It was just very different. I felt like we could play as free spirits.
Yeah.
When I played baseball, just had a ton of fun.
So a little flare into shallow right field. Under it is Shipley for out number 1.
I love it. Anytime there's like a can of corn play, you hear the dugout go, "Get out, ball." Sometimes it's a little ribbing that's fun, against your own guys.
So we got 1 out now. Evan Rao at the plate. Ball 1. That's the tying run at the plate there, Mitch.
Yeah, they're fighting. That's what you like to see out of your club.
Got your leadoff, Caden Boren on deck. Good off-speed pitch for strike 1. Just kind of froze him on that.
I'll always say it, buddy, I don't know how you get frozen on a fastball.
I thought it was a changeup.
Hmm.
2 balls and a strike.
No, he just throws a little bit slower than Lohman does.
I understand that, but the way it came out of his hand, like that right there, similar. And it's going to drop. For a single between the 3. And the winning run is coming to the plate.
Yep, Sissel said it a few weeks back in our first game of the year that we did on our Tuesdays for the G.A.C. Hit it where they ain't. We say it almost every show.
It's just a fact of baseball.
And I tell you, since then, I've really thought about that particular comment. And you know what?
As silly as it is, right?
As silly as it is as obvious as it is. You literally have to hit the ball where they're not.
Yes. You see so many guys, that ball was not hit hard, right? Ball was not hit hard. And we've seen some balls hit right on the screws today. Just bang, bang, bang. The guy standing there.
Yep.
Go sit down.
Yep.
You can hit the ball 180 miles an hour all you want to. But if it's at somebody, it just doesn't matter.
I'm not sure I like that.
That's interesting, Mitch. Strike 1.
I think they're going to pick this kid off over here at second base. Shortstop's going over there to sneak a conversation.
But see, that's too obvious right there.
Yeah, I'd like some.
That's too obvious.
Yeah, some
You've
sort
gotta
of
have some kind of
nonverbals.
signal.
Nonverbals.
Exactly.
Glove. It's a. I mean, we've seen it all. Adjustments of protection, cups, stuff like that. Goofy things, timing plays, daylight, windows, whatever you want to call them. I'm not sure I like this. I'd like to try to let him swing away here.
It's your leadoff.
Well, the Evan at first base. If that first baseman wants to
And here,
cheat.
Bourne's hitting 444, dude.
Well, look how big the base runner at first has. They can backpick this. They can backpick him and he's hosed. It's a waste of an at bat.
Well, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now. So he was not able to get the bunt down. So I think Coach will have him swinging away at this point.
I'm not sure I like that. Obviously, I'm not the coach. They can make their own decisions, but I don't want to give an out there. You already got 1. It's 2 down.
2 and 2. I
don't like it.
Yeah. And that's Coach's decision. He knows his team. But you've got your leadoff hitter who's hitting 444 on the season.
Yeah, and you're playing for 2 runs to tie it, right? So
he was just trying to put both those guys in scoring position for the number 2 hitter. And now it's 3-2. 3-2.
They do say that. I think it's obvious if there's nobody out.
Yes.
I think it's a no-brainer, right?
And on deck is our potential. We talked about POG and Chase Howell. Popped up Shallow center. Catch made by Goddard for out number 2.
What if he would have dropped it on purpose and then flipped a double play in the outfield? When have you ever seen an 8-6-3 double play? I guess it wouldn't have been an 8-6-3 double play, but you can't do that. It's turf. It would have bounced way over his head. Probably would have rolled the assurance sign out there. There's no way that you could do that.
So here's Chase Howland. They're down to their last out here. It's 5-3, first and second, 2 outs.
I'm telling you right now, if North wanted to end this game, they could. JP could give a little signal to his first baseman, and Evans toast. I mean, he must be 30, 40 feet off the bag.
Foles trying to get the save here, Mitch. Grounded to the third baseman for the final out. He steps on third, and that ends the ball game. 5-3 win for the Panthers off the strength of 5 strong innings, 11 Ks for our player of the game, Camden Lohman. And our player of the game for the Zumwalt Bulldogs will be Chase Howland. Howald. And we'll get those interviews out. We'll be back for the nightcap with the Washington Blue Jays taking on the North Point Grizzlies. Please join us. We will be back in about probably 20